Representative Isaac to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chair Busey, and members. I appreciate your consideration of House Bill 5337, a crucial measure to provide Texas with better voter rolls and to prevent non-citizens from registering to vote. Under the Texas Election Code, to be a qualified voter, a person must be a U.S. citizen. Questions have been raised about the state's ability to prevent non-citizens from registering to vote and vote in Texas elections. Prior to 2024 general election, the governor announced that since 2021, Texas has removed over 6,500 non-citizens from its voter rolls. The presence of these voters on the rolls raises questions about Texas voters' registration process and how so many non-citizens were registered to begin with. Texas has two primary ways of registering to vote. An applicant can register when applying for a driver's license with the Department of Public Safety and can register using a paper form. When registering at DPS, the potential voter will be required to provide proof of citizenship status to prove they are a legal resident of the United States. Around 85% of voter registrations are done through DPS. If the applicant is not a legal resident, the applicant should receive neither a driver's license nor be registered to vote. If the applicant is a legal resident but not a citizen, the applicant should be issued a driver's license but should not be registered to vote. These driver's licenses are identical, by the way, to the both driver's license for citizen and non-citizen. And finally, if the applicant is a citizen, the applicant should be both issued a driver license and be registered to vote. In all cases, the applicant will be required to present documentation that the person is a citizen. An applicant does not have to register to vote at DPS. An applicant can request a paper form from either the Texas Secretary of State or their local voter registrar. The form is like the federal form for voter registration and requires the applicant to swear to the fact that the applicant is a citizen. Currently, no further documentation is required to submit the form and be registered. With this legislation, the voter registrar must verify citizenship. If the voter does not provide proof of citizenship within 30 days from the date the voter registrar receives the voter's registration application, the registrar must send the voter a notice, or the applicant, I should say. The notice will inform the voter that they will be eligible to vote only in federal races, unless they provide the required proof. If the registrar verifies that the individual is not a U.S. citizen, the voter will be notified that their registration has been canceled. The bill requires a paper application to provide documentary proof of citizenship, in addition to the standard affirmation. Types of documents to prove citizenship include United States passport or a passport card issued to the person, a certified copy of a birth certificate issued by the United States or Territory or District of Columbia, United States citizenship papers issued to a person, identification issued by the agency of the United States responsible for citizenship and immigration or for citizens born abroad, a certificate of report of birth or consular report of birth abroad issued by the United States Department of State. If the applicant provides proof of citizenship at the time of registration, or if the registrar can later independently verify their citizenship, the application will be treated as a full voter. If not, they will be registered as a federal-only voter, eligible to vote only in congressional races. Approximately 2/3 of the paper forms received list at Texas driver's license forms received list a driver's license number. A paper applicant can have a valid driver's license but not be a citizen. The other 1/3 of paper applications contain a social security number. This also does not prove citizenship because social security numbers can be and are routinely issued to lawful residents. At the end of the day, in some cases, the best the Secretary of State can do is confirm the voter is alive, but determining that the voter is not a citizen is more difficult. There are several databases that the Secretary of State can use to verify citizenship that I will highlight later. This bill seeks to keep non-citizens off our voter rolls by using a fair process to encourage voters to provide proof of citizenship. It does this by requiring all applicants, regardless of how they register, to provide proof of citizenship. The applicant provides documentation or the registrar is able to confirm citizenship, the voter will be registered just like any other. If the applicant does not provide proof of citizenship, the voter will be registered as a federal-only voter and is only eligible to vote in congressional races. The presidential race is not included in the federal-only ballot because presidential elections are governed by the Electors Clause, which gives states the power to determine how electors can be chosen. The bill has multiple safeguards. The registrar can confirm citizenship using multiple sources of data, even if the voter does not provide proof of citizenship. Databases that the Secretary of State can use to verify citizenship include the Department of Public Safety electronic databases, the Social Security Administration databases, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, Systematic Alien Verification for Entitlement Program, National Association for Public Health Statistics and Information Systems electronic verification of vital events system, and other federal, state, or other political subdivision databases, and any other database relating to voter registration to which the registrar has access. The voter can provide proof of citizenship at any time to the voter registrar and become a full voter. If registering using a volunteer deputy registrar, VDR, the applicant will get instructions from the VDR on how to provide their proof of citizenship to the county registrar. If the voter is giving a federal-only ballot, the voter will have 6 days after the election to provide citizenship documents and have all races counted. Their ballot is placed in an envelope marked federal only and scanned 6 days after the election. The bill creates new criminal penalty offenses for knowingly registering a non-citizen to vote and knowingly registering to vote if you are a non-citizen. The bill requires a report from the Attorney General by March 31st, 2026, detailing all findings related to the citizenship status of persons who are registered to vote who have not provided proof of citizenship documents. The bill sets up a system for the Secretary of State to petition the Election Assistance Commission to change the federal form to require proof of citizenship and requires the Attorney General to sue if denied. The state of Arizona has been doing this for several election cycles, and it has been upheld in the federal courts. I'm happy to answer any questions, and reserve the right to close.